After another statement victory against PSG at the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal's European campaign is off to a very good start, as Luis Enrique's side were blown out in the first half. Today we'll break down all of what we learned from the game, discuss the important role of Kai Havertz, and the secret weapon that's making Arsenal unstoppable. We'll also find out what's happening with Jurrien Timber, and discuss who is available and will start ahead of a massive game against Southampton. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Baz14. Welcome back to your boy channel, and I hope you guys are doing sensational. We are still doing Shades 14 for now because we're still recovering, but Arsenal have won a massive game in the Champions League. So as per, smash a like on the video if you enjoy it and subscribe to the channel if you are new. But starting straight away with what we learned from Arsenal to PSG 0. In Arsenal's first European game at the Emirates Stadium this season against a PSG side banging form. 7 games, 6 wins, 1 draw. Let's just say Arsenal changed that straight away. Becoming the first side to beat PSG this season, Luis Enrique said after the game, "I take the blame, I'm responsible for this. Arsenal were much better in terms of intensity and pressure. They won every duel." A game that signified how Arsenal have changed. Against a technical PSG side with the likes of João Neves and Vitinha in midfield. A throwback to Arsenal under the late days of Arsene Wenger. We have now become the opposite, a team full of power and precision. Look at this image of Rice, Havertz, Saliba, Merino and Gabriel towering. Arsenal are a team of men, and the first goal summed it up. Air Cobra Kai taking flight to score a fantastic header, awarded the official Champions League player of the match. Cobra Kai seems to be most lethal at the Emirates Stadium, with 8 goal contributions in his last 6 games at the Emirates. Saying after the game, "I love this stadium, I love the fans." What I loved the most was his performance at 8.1 rating. 1 successful dribble, 21 passes, 1 key pass, 7 ground balls won and 4 in the air. Scoring his 19th Arsenal goal, Havertz is now equal with Gabriel Jesus, despite signing for Arsenal a season later. In an Arsenal side without captain Martin Odegaard, we are still finding a way, and Havertz is a major reason behind that. In a performance that had a lot of good centre forward play, showcasing fantastic ability to hold the ball up and get the other players into the game. As shown by his heat map, Havertz was actually playing in midfield, combining with Bukayo Saka and drifting inside the box. An instinctive ability to know when to arrive into the box, prime example being the goal itself. Running all the way from midfield into the box, timing a fantastic header. It makes Havertz a very hard player to defend in the box. Everything's instinctive and it's hard to read. In the absence of Martin Odegaard, he's being asked to play deeper and he's still finding a way to impact games, combining fantastically Leandro Trossard. The Arsenal attack looks more balanced even without one of their star players. Talking of stars though, can we talk about our star boy on the right? Bukayo Saka becoming the first Arsenal player since 2021 to score directly from a free kick. Saka has now scored a direct free kick before a certain Kylian Mbappe, in a game that he dropped another very solid 7.7 rating. 23 accurate passes, 1 key pass, 3 successful dribbles and 10 ground balls won. For a player they said that couldn't do it in the Champions League, he's now got 8 goal contributions in 6 Champions League games. Only Harry Kane and Vinicius Jr. have been involved in more goals since the start of last season. But what I love the most is the way his character is developing. Leading the Arsenal side again for the 3rd game running as captain. After the game he said that we believe in ourselves, we believe we're a top team. We showed that tonight. I told the boys that we had to make a statement where big teams are coming to the Emirates. Listen to the confidence and assurity in how he speaks now. Having experienced so much in his career and played at so many high level games, we are seeing a new level of Saka when it comes to self-belief. Part of the reason why we're not talking about Martin Odegaard is because of how well Saka is doing. That piece itself, by the way, wasn't just luck. From Arsenal overloading the back post to change PSG's attention, then catching them by surprise to make runs to the near post. Nicolas Jove's magic was working once again, as Arsenal become one of the most inevitable sides in Europe when it comes to set pieces. This is becoming a stable part of Mikel Arteta's football, having seen the amount of important goals that teams score from set pieces. Look back to 1999 Man United's Champions League final. If it wasn't for their 2 corners, they would have never won the treble. Nicolas Jove is Mikel Arteta's secret weapon. In a world all about players and individuals, Mikel Arteta's eye for fine margins make set pieces a very important asset. As shown by the XG, Arsenal only had 0.98 in total, but holding PSG to only 0.27. It is Diego Simeone-esque, with Mikel Arteta's style of play making games very close, with the set pieces able to provide a moment. As Saka said after the game, I see a lot of people talk about Arsenal and the way that we play, but it's about results. Different games have different context. We do whatever it takes to win in any context, whether it's set pieces or playing our beautiful football. We just want to win. And the stats tell you exactly that. With Arsenal only having 35% possession, 29 final third entries but a 2.0 expected threat created. Even at the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal only had 39% of the field tilts. The difference this year is that Arsenal are finding different ways to win the games. Instead of controlling games of possession, we are seeing an Arsenal control spaces instead. More unpredictable than ever before, a key factor is our fluid fullbacks. As Riccardo Calafiori and Jurrien Timber started once again, the Italian himself dropped a 7.3 rating. 5 clearances, 1 interception, 4 tackles, 4 ground balls, 1 and 2 in the air. 81% of his passes completed. Despite at times being over-aggressive in his defending with his long octopus-like legs, Calafiori always finds a way to recover, with Italians always been notorious at being fantastic 1v1 defenders. His main attribute actually is going forwards, slotting into Arsenal's inverted fullback like it's nothing. The adventure in his game is clear to be seen. 8 minutes into the game, finding himself in the Arsenal number 10 position. It's actually becoming trademark Mikel. The examples being last year, first of Takehiro Tomiyasu, playing in the final third along the Arsenal front three. You also had a similar role for Jakub Kiwior, once again showing adventure in his game to get forwards. Not scared to use his fullbacks as attacking players as we've seen with Pep Guardiola and Roscoe Gavadio. Riccardo Calafiori is a level up on both of those players, showing elite versatility in the second half, even playing as a right back, for the first time ever in his career. But if we're going to talk about right backs, we've got to talk about the guy that started there. Jurrien Timber locking off Bradley Barcola, having won 100% of his tackles, 100% of his ground balls, and completed all of his dribbles. Against a Barcola that had scored 6 goals this season, he was held to a 6.5 rating, completing only 2 dribbles and having 0 shots on goal. Jurrien Timber is growing a reputation of being an elite 1v1 defender, locking off the likes of Bailey from Villa, Mente from Brighton, Johnson for Spurs, Doku for City and Mavididi for Leicester. The prime example of this game was that 1v1 challenge in the first, timing his tackle to perfection and driving out of the box. It was the moment that I realised how much of a threat he is to Ben White, who of course in his own right is a fantastic player and always very consistent, but under an Arsenal manager never scared to upgrade his sides if he sees a better player. Timber's elite ability on the ball, alongside clear defensive improvements, means Ben White will have to reach levels that we haven't seen before. Let's talk about the new boy Mikel Merino. Mikel Arteta saying before the game that it was keeping him in a cage because of how eager he was to make an appearance. His stats show exactly why. Playing only 26 minutes but winning the ball back 3 times, making 2 clearances, winning 2 tackles and 4 ground balls. We will definitely see on the ball improvement, but off the ball you can see the character there and there. Not scared to shout out Arsenal players, as you can see, commanding players in his first ever appearance. It goes alongside Timber's quote before the game, saying Merino is a great character in the group, and like how it was last year, he's trying to do the same thing, being around the group, so I didn't really need to help him with that. After injury in his first ever Arsenal training session, while many players would have seen it as a setback, Merino took it as an opportunity, studying more of Mikel Arteta's player to make sure he's ready. This is a very competitive character, and I can guarantee you, with more time in the first team squad, he will find a way into the first team, showing elite off the ball quality straight away, and an Arsenal side that's already seen as world class out of possession, as Arsenal became the first side in 52 Champions League group stage games to stop PSG from scoring. There was something about the way that fans reacted. It would have been a trademark win years ago. With the standard of the current Arsenal side, fans saw it as normal. A routine victory as if it was just a Carabao Cup game. It shows how much Mikel Arteta has elevated our expectations, as Arsenal find themselves 13th in the Champions League phase. 4 points out of 6 against Atalanta away and PSG at home. As Kai Havertz said before the game, winning the Champions League is a nice feeling, and it would be even nicer if I can do it with Arsenal. This is an Arsenal side that is more complete than ever before, showing different ways of winning games even without key players, able to provide moments from set pieces, not scared to high press or play in a deep block. My question to you guys is, how far do you think Arsenal will go in the Champions League this season? Moving on to Arsenal vs Southampton. In Arsenal's last game before another boring international break, we've got a game to look forward at the Emirates Stadium, welcoming newly promoted side Southampton 19th in the table, alongside former goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. In terms of the Arsenal team news, what is happening with Jurrien Timber? Having been taken off in the 45th minute against PSG, he was seen after the game signing autographs and very happy. As Mikel Arteta said, Timber was unbelievable in the first half, but he felt something muscular and he wasn't certain, so we have to manage him. It's not ideal to use a player so much having come back from such a long-term injury, but in the absence of Ben White, Mikel Arteta has been forced, even using Riccardo Calafiori as a right back in the second half. I do believe Timber will be available for this game on Saturday, but the player I'm really looking towards is Takehiro Tomiyasu, seemingly always injured when Arsenal need him the most. He has recently returned back to full training, potentially available for the game against Southampton. The timing itself is a bit ironic though, ahead of another international break with Japan, the prime time that Tomiyasu finds himself available again. He might have signed a brand new contract last year, but the concern is growing. No longer a guaranteed first team starter, he is seen as a squad player, with Mikel Arteta emphasising more and more about player availability. As things stand, Tomiyasu is not proven to be reliable, unlike a certain Jakub Kiwior, producing a very solid 7-point rating against PSG in the second half. 2 clearances, 2 interceptions, 2 tackles. This is an example of a very underrated Arsenal player. Not quite of the first team level of Riccardo Calafiori, but in terms of availability and reliability, someone to call upon if injuries come worse. Kivio is exactly what Mikel looked for when it comes to players out of the first team. But in a game that you've also got Mikel Merino once again available, I actually want to talk about Thomas Partey, criticised this year for his off-the-ball drop-off. In the game against PSG, it was actually outstanding, dropping a 7.0 rating, completing 27 accurate passes and 1 accurate long ball. It was a reminder for Arsenal fans that when games are compact, especially in the Champions League when Arsenal have to play out of a press, Partey's elite ability to progress is going to be very important. With bags of Champions League experience under Diego Simeone, the question becomes, is he going to start against Southampton? Well, in terms of my lineup, I've gone for Raya in goal, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel and Calafiori as a back four, and a midfield of Rice, Trossard and Merino, with Sterling, Havertz and Saka up front. Having seen Partey start so many games this year, I'm just trying to protect him at this point, especially with the international break around the corner, with the game being at the Emirates Stadium because the team fighting relegation after an intense game against PSG. This for me is the perfect opportunity. Give the likes of Sterling and Merino a chance in the first 11, allowing them time to adapt ahead of a very busy schedule after the international break. For the title race, it is another massive weekend, especially as Man City welcome Fulham to the Emirates Stadium. Spearheaded by former Arsenal star boys, it will be Smith Rowe and Nelson. In the top 3 that also includes Liverpool. What's very fascinating is the quality of teams that we've all faced, with City and Arsenal equally having difficult fixtures. Liverpool are yet to face a team inside the top 9. As we saw last week though against Leicester, Arsenal can't take any team for granted. This is the game to not only boost our goal difference but also boost more confidence. Send a statement before the international break. As Bukayo Saka says on winning the Premier League title, I don't want to put too much pressure on us, but I do think this is the year. We've been close the last 2 years and we're getting closer. I hope this will be the year. That is the video there and there, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on all of his social medias, then the links are down in the description. But that was all of your latest Arsenal news today. Ahead of a massive game at the Emirates Stadium, which might look easy on paper, but the Premier League is always full of surprises. So Arsenal, focus up, get another win, and let's keep the unbeaten run going. Until then, see you next time. Take care and a bit.